Hello, and welcome to another episode of 60 Minutes. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a man by the name of Jordan Roy. Mr. Roy is a philanthropist, giver of all sorts, millionaire, genius, and scientist, master of the atomic theory. Tonight, we have a special interview with him. Many of you in the audience might be wondering, why does it matter? Who cares about Mr. Roy? Everyone already knows him. They know about the Roy Corporation, all the work they've done all over the world, giving money, clothes, and food to the poor and needy. Why do we care about Mr. Roy? We already love him. Now, I would say that is a big fallacy, because there are many things about Mr. Roy no one knows about. Mr. Roy is a man of lies and deceit, and he came upon his wealth in a treacherous way. First, many of you don't know, but he is the great-great-great-grandson of the legendary Dalton, creator of Dalton's atomic theory, the very same one. Here, let me pull up an image so you can see the resemblance. Dalton, a scientist, in 1808 created a theory that we know as the atomic theory that stated a certain compound always has the same proportion of elements by mass, regardless of where it is found. He obviously used his knowledge to help others around him, unlike Mr. Roy, who uses it in corruption and misdeeds. Disappointing his great-great-great-grandfather, Mr. Dalton. Please, join me in this interview with Mr. Roy where we can understand these things. Mr. Roy, thank you very much for letting me into your house. Please, let's put an overlay of his house. It's a beautiful mansion. Leader of the Roy Foundation, has lots of wealth. I've already stated to the audience that you're the great-grandson of Dalton,
that is correct.
The legendary himself. One of the things that I wanted to ask you was about the salt mines of Tibet, your work there.
Oh.
Now, the one thing I know about salt, like table salt, like this, is that salt is actually ClNa. Am I right?
Oh my goodness, you are so wrong,
Oh.
David. In an ionic compound, the metal always comes first.
So it would be NaCl. Oh, that makes so much more sense. See,
it's a rookie mistake. It's all right.
That's my bad. Please, let's cut to a commercial break. Hello, and come visit Marquardt Family Farm. Today we got some fudge topping and pudding and jam. Whatever you need for your services, come down to Marquardt Family Farm. Hello everyone, and welcome back from that commercial break. Please, Mr. Roy apparently was not finished talking about the salt mines of Tibet, and apparently it's not all table salt, from what I hear.
Yes, actually, all ionic compounds are salts.
Wow.
Yes.
So anything containing a metal and a non-metal and ionic compound would be a salt. That is
correct.
Groundbreaking.
Yes.
I had no clue.
The more you know.
Thank you very much. Another commonly asked question is how you're experimenting with diatomic molecules in your lab.
What? Could you say that again?
Diatomic molecules?
The correct pronunciation is diatomic.
Oh.
And a very dear friend of mine, Dr. Hofbrinkel, head of the Hofbrinkel Foundation.
I've heard of that foundation. That is a true foundation. Hofbrinkel. Yes.
It's a very good foundation.
Yes.
Excuse my laughter.
That's my bad.
Yes. It is diatomic molecules, not diet. I don't even know what you said.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay. It's a common rookie mistake.
So what are diatomic molecules?
Diatomic, yes. The diatomic molecules are hydrogen, oxygen, fluorine, bromine, iodine, nitrogen, and chlorine, if I'm correct.
I think you are correct in that.
Yes.
Hello, and welcome back from that commercial break. Now, the next question I'm going to be asking is, when he's experimenting with metals, like what are the properties of these? How do you know what you're controlling? What's going to happen with these metals?
Well, actually, David, the properties of metals are that they usually can conduct electricity, they're malleable, they're ductile, and they're lustrous.
Those are the properties of metals?
Yes.
Wow, that is very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you very much for that. Now let's move on to our next topic. What are the ionic properties? In this 60-minute interview, I said I'd get to the heart of this matter. We're on our way there. The next thing that ties into this are what are the properties of ionic compounds, not metal. Ionic compounds.
See, the properties of ionic compounds are they have high melting and high boiling points. They are crystalline solids at room temperature. And they conduct electricity when dissolved in water and when melted.
They do.
Yes.
All of those things.
Yes, all of those usually meet the requirements of ionic compounds.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, and you know what else is interesting,
What is
David,
interesting?
is what I did in Africa.
Excuse me?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
See, David, the problem with this interview is that no one knows the truth behind what I did in Africa.
Please, let's cut to a commercial break. Hello and welcome to Marquardt Family Farm. Today I'm providing you with some of the best horses nationwide. Marquardt Family Farm has been a thing that's gone down for generation to generation to generation. And now it's led by me. Come, please stop down and get some of our fresh horses. So before we get into the heart of the matter about the crimes and unjust things that Mr. Roy has done in his life, I'd like to talk about some of the discoveries that Dalton had, his great-grandfather, which helped him build his wealth. Now, honestly, my study of chemistry has built me so I know many things. Bishop Dwanger's taught me well over the past 16 years, of course. One of the things that I've learned is that electrons were discovered by Dalton. Neutrons are found in the nucleus. That was also discovered by Dalton. And the nucleus itself, discovered by Dalton. A brilliant man.
David, do you realize what you just said?
Yes, I did. I stated facts.
I question your intelligence, statement after statement. Dalton did not discover electrons. That was J.J. Thomson. And Rutherford discovered the nucleus. And Rutherford and Chadwick discovered that neutrons are in the nucleus. I don't know who taught you these things, David.
No.
But you are wrong.
Well, that's my bad.
That is your bad.
I apologize sincerely to the audience.
You need to apologize to the entire chemistry community.
I apologize to the chemistry community on that lack of knowledge that I had that was provided by Mr. Roy, head of the Roy Foundation and Chemistry Incorporated. Thank you very much for feeding me that information.
No problem.
Please, join us next time on our commercial break. Come on down to Marquardt Family Barber Shop. We give you the best looking haircuts in the Midwest. Look at that fine, fine cut. I got one myself. It gets right down low. Please come to Marquardt Family Barber Shop. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
This will be my last question that I'll be asking you today. And I was wondering...
Wait, regarding chemistry?
Regarding chemistry, of course. My chemistry skills are rudimentary, and I thought I'd ask you the hardest questions while I had you here. I was wondering what the difference between an isotope and an ion is.
Oh, that's a very easy question. An ion is when protons and electrons are not equal to each other. When an isotope is same protons and electrons, but different neutrons.
Interesting. Is that really? That's very interesting.
Yes.
Well, that's very good for asking me these questions. And now, after
Asking me these questions.
asking you those questions, after this commercial break, we're going to get down to the deep-rooted conflict in the Roy Foundation.
Deep-rooted conflict.
We'll see you then. So the reason we came down for this interview is because I'd like to confront you about a secret I know about you. A big, big secret. And it's that Mr. Roy, head of the Roy Foundation, is actually the vigilante known as the Flying Orangutan.
No. It's not true.
See, the reason I know this is true
This is false lies.
is because I found his mask as I was walking around.
Where did you find this?
I found your mask. It was actually on the floor. You must have not cleaned up after yourself very well.
Well,
And the police are on their way to arrest you because crime should be done by the police, not by vigilantes.
see, David, that's the problem. That the police
Is that a gas mask?
will never get here in time to save you.